Grigsby, case number SP168333921, SP1683393, counts 1 and counts 2. Appearance for the record, please.
And special appearance of Contrail Grigsby Jr., Suri Juris and Proprio Persona.
That went over my head.
No rights. I do not waive no right, none of my rights.
All right, Woody is today is the date and time set for a pretrial. What do you want to do with these cases?
Should be taking it. First, I want to I've added 2 pieces of documents to the court. I want to put them on a record. And my affidavit of conditional acceptance and my Naturalization Act of 1779 I already had on the record. So
I want to take it. You don't see this phone? All right. What do you? Okay, that's on record. What do you want to do with these cases?
I'm fighting.
All right. So you want a trial date?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to give you a jury trial date. Let a jury of his peers determine whether his innocence or guilt. Jury trial date, please. In person. The trial date will be in person.
Jury trial. Can handle this. Can this right be handled in private?
In your honor, at this point, I would ask the court to allow me to withdraw. Mr. James did file a bar complaint against me. I feel at this point I have a conflict.
Mr. James, go ahead and activate your audio.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Well, I have a problem understanding what's going on. So you had previous counsel with SMH. You were then given conflict counsel with Mr. Smith. Are you planning to hire private counsel?
No, ma'am. I didn't ask him to withdraw.
Yourself?
No, ma'am. I didn't ask him to withdraw. He took it upon himself to do that. I have nothing to do with me.
Did you file a bar complaint against him?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And how do you think that's going to affect your working relationship with your attorney?
He needs to do his job. It was some things that you informed him to do that he did not do. For us getting the evidence for me to prove that I didn't commit this crime that you guys got me charged with. He was supposed to get in touch with It Talks a Lot. You told me that he don't have to.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. And buckle up because today's court sessions are pure chaos wrapped in legal jargon. We're kicking things off in Michigan, inside Judge Perkins' courtroom, where a man named Contrail Grigsby has decided that reality simply doesn't apply to him. This self-proclaimed sovereign citizen refuses to acknowledge the court's authority, believes the Naturalization Act of 1779 somehow shields him, and has likely spent more time printing fake documents than understanding the law at hand. Later, we'll jump to a case out of Lake Forest Park, where a defendant named Henry James goes head-to-head with his own attorney, filing bar complaints mid-case and blaming everyone except himself. 2 different courtrooms, 2 very different flavors of courtroom meltdown. And yes, both are absolute gold mines for learning how not to act before a judge. Let's dive in. And keep your legal crayons handy, folks, because you'll need them.
Get in touch with It Talks a Lot. I'm of the belief that's his duty to get in touch with It Talks a Lot to find out what's going on. And he haven't done his job. And he made that decision. It wasn't me this time. He made this decision. I can't afford an attorney. I need another attorney.
Well, we don't have unlimited attorneys to give you. It sounds like you have issues with the attorneys that get assigned to you. And that began.
That's not my fault.
Well, it sounds like it might be something that's related to you more than the attorneys, since you've now gone through 2 attorneys. So, Mr. James, I don't know how we're going to proceed on this case. We don't have unlimited attorneys that are contracted with this court to assign to you. So
That's not my fault.
well,
If you're gonna tell the attorneys that they don't have to help me, then what am I gonna do? You told me in open court December the 16th that they don't have to do anything for me.
And here we go. The classic sovereign citizen opening move, deny your identity. Grigsby starts strong by claiming he's not himself. This special appearance, nonsense, is straight from the sovereign citizen playbook, a legal fantasy that people use to pretend the court doesn't have jurisdiction. Judge Perkins, though, isn't taking the bait. The judge's quick threat to issue a warrant cuts right through the mumbo-jumbo, reminding everyone that courts operate on facts, not fantasy. Pro tip: if you ever start arguing you're not actually you in court, it's not the flex you think it is.
You need
referring to
how you.
what was you referring to when you said that? When
Well,
you stated that my turn is, what was you referring to when I told you that I needed them to get in touch with Intoxilot? These are the people that are holding me in here, bringing false charges against me. Everything they charged me with, I served my punishment on that already. With Intoxilot charges.
Those are two different things, Mr. James. You are charged with driving on a suspended license. The issue is whether or not the Department of Licensing suspended your license, whether you were given notice and due process, and the information pertaining to your status, and whether you chose to drive after the fact. Those are the relevant issues. So you may have other concerns. I don't know your situation with Intoxilot. I know you have a beef with them about whether or not they conveyed information to someone. I believe that's what you've said previously.
Well, you guys are their enforcers. Y'all enforcing Intoxilot. I just spoke to DOL. They say they're not going to get involved with what's going on with me in Intoxilot.
That's right.
You can't make Intoxilot give them the compliance.
That is not, that's whether or not you had a valid license on the date of violation is the question.
That right, there is Judge Perkins dropping a free legal masterclass. Sovereign citizens often believe they can separate their flesh and blood person from their corporate entity, appearing on behalf of themselves. In reality, unless you're a licensed attorney, you can't represent anyone, not even your imaginary paper version. Perkins is patient but firm, basically saying, play lawyer if you want, but the law still applies. This is the turning point where most sovereign citizens realize they've lost control of the narrative. But Grigsby, he doubles down, and it only gets weirder from here.
Told me that they didn't suspend my license. They can't make Intoxilot give them the compliance. And Intoxilot sent me a settlement letter saying if I paid $139, I will receive my license back. I paid $139. They still haven't gave me my license back. So they led me to believe if I pay this amount, they would give me my license back. The amount was paid, and they still have not gave me my license back. Now they're saying it's something else.
No, they've been playing this game with me for years. Suspended, Mr. James, as of right now, and there's a reinstatement condition that you have ignition interlock with compliance for at least 4 months. That is a requirement. The court said I complied.
The sentencing court said I complied with the 4 months.
What citizen court? I don't know what you're talking about.
The court that sentenced me in Seattle District Court. Seattle District Court said I complied with my 4 months. They said they was monitoring me at the same time Intoxilot was monitoring me. They both had my car under GPS monitoring me. And the court that sentenced me to the 4 months, they said I complied with my 4 months. They said that they had a tab on me just like Intoxilot did. They said I'm finished. I talked to the clerk of court. They said they also was GPSing and monitoring my car during the same 4 months Intoxilot was. And they said I completed the 4 months. So if the court was monitoring me at the same time the Intoxilot was monitoring me for 4 months, the court said I completed it. Because if the court otherwise,
what are you talking
otherwise
about?
they would have turned over.
Mr.
Otherwise,
James.
they would have notified
Mr. James,
DOL to suspend
Mr.
my license.
James, what court are you talking about? I think you hear what you want
King
to
County District Court. King County District Court, the court that sentenced me on the DUI charge. There is no other court, ma'am. The court that sentenced me
And there it is, the Affidavit of Conditional Acceptance, one of the most infamous pseudo-legal documents in the sovereign citizen arsenal. It basically says, I'll agree to your authority only if you prove I'm subject to it, which no court on earth recognizes as valid. The Naturalization Act of 1779 reference, completely irrelevant to his case. It's like citing a pirate code in traffic court. Judge Perkins doesn't even blink. He just nods and keeps the case moving, which, honestly, is the best way to handle a sovereign citizen. Acknowledge, file, and move
Me on the DUI charge. The court that sentenced me to the 4 months compliance with the DUI, no more than 4 months. It could have been less than 4 months. It was on my car. The court that sentenced me
That was back in.
was monitoring my car.
Right? The 2015
Yes, ma'am.
case, you were sentenced in 2018.
But the court was monitoring me at the same from November to 2021 all the way to March of 2022. The court was monitoring my car as I was driving. The court that sentenced me, they say that's their job to monitor everybody they put on DUI, and they have to have that interlock device. They monitored me for the whole 4 months. The judge said I'm finished. I successfully completed it. And he said case was effectively immediately closed. Who opened it back up? Your guess was Intoxalot. They opened it back up. They went against the court.
The private trial request, another sovereign favorite. Grigsby won a secret court, probably so he can lecture an empty room about maritime law. But transparency is a cornerstone of justice. Public proceedings protect everyone, including defendants, from abuse of power. Judge Perkins is polite but firm. That's not how any of this works. You can almost hear the gavel of reality hitting the desk. Grigsby's attempt to rewrite courtroom procedure fizzles fast, and with that, this Michigan detour wraps up. But don't get comfortable. The next courtroom is about to deliver a whole different kind of...
That was the court that sentenced me. That's Seattle District Court, the West Division. I talked to the clerk of court. They said he monitored the whole 4 months it was in my car. They said, and they sent me an order saying I successfully completed the 4 months. And that this case is closed. So if the court is saying I'm finished,
Mr.
and the
James,
Intoxalot is saying I'm not finished, we have to go on what the sentencing court is saying. I'm going on what the sentencing court is saying.
well, then you are doing that to your detriment. So if you choose not to listen to your attorneys, you are still showing suspended. Your status is
My attorney haven't told me anything. My attorney is not even talking to me. He won't even get in touch with me. He haven't told me anything. One attorney said, Sean Parent said, I need to put it back in my car 11 more months. It was already in my car 14 months. And you keep saying I have to put it in there for 4 months. The machine was in my car for 14 total months until they was ordered to take it out of there. Had I would have taken it out, a warrant would have been placed for my arrest. I didn't take it out. The people who put it in my car took it out.
There could be two different things going on. The court may have ordered you to have an ignition interlock device as a condition of your release while the case was pending. If you entered a guilty plea to the DUI or were found guilty, then the Department of Licensing will impose certain restrictions based upon your plea. And that may be what's going on.
I did everything. I took the classes. I took the DUI classes. I paid all the
and I think your
victim fund. I did everything, all that. I did all that already.
Okay. If you would stop talking, I think your DUI case is closed, but you still have obligations to the Department of Licensing. They have their own systems in place. And
they told me I don't. They told me I don't. In a recent email that I got from them 2 weeks ago, they said they have nothing to do with this. They don't want to. They say this. Everything that's going on, DOL told me, is between me and Intoxalot. They say I broke the conditions of Intoxalot, not DOL. They say that Intoxalot saying I broke the condition.
So, Mr. James, it appears to me that Intoxalot is not going to show that you're in compliance for whatever reason, and that is your beef with Intoxalot. Okay? But if Intoxalot is not sending the proof to the court or to DOL, it's not the court, it's to DOL.
Forest Park chapter. And this one's all about conflict. Henry James isn't battling the prosecution. he's battling his own defense attorney. Filing a bar complaint against your lawyer mid-case is like reporting your surgeon halfway through open heart surgery. The attorney can't ethically continue, and the judge immediately sees the train wreck coming. When a defendant burns through